born and raised in Alameda County. Harris is just the third woman and the first black woman to appear on a major party's presidential ticket. In a tweet announcing his choice, Biden called the current senator and former prosecutor, quote, a fearless fighter for the little guy and one of the country's finest public servants. In a tweet of her own, Harris said of her former campaign rival, quote, I'm honored to join him as our party's nominee for vice president and do what it takes to make him our commander-in-chief. We have team coverage on Biden's Bay Area pick, beginning with Andrea Borba, and she is live at San Francisco City Hall. Andrea?
Well, Elizabeth and Alan, Senator Kamala Harris was the odds-on favorite for quite some time to be former Vice President Biden's VP pick herself. And she cut her teeth, her political teeth, right here in the city and county of San Francisco as district attorney. Now running mate Senator Kamala Harris and former Vice President Joe Biden have faced off numerous times in the Democratic primary.
There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day.
Including this now famous exchange over Mr. Biden's former positions on school busing. Political analyst Paul Henderson says that kind of exchange makes her a strong pick.
She's not going to be a rollover pick. Then I think a lot of vice president choices are just that. She is strong enough to stand up and say when she has an opinion.
As a black man, I am absolutely blown away that there is on that ticket a black woman for the vice presidency.
The announcement of Harris as Biden's running mate didn't surprise former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, who just days ago in his column in the Chronicle urged her to decline the VP job.
The vice presidency is a great spot if your hopes and desires are simply to be the president. If you really want to make an immediate change in criminal reform, if you want an immediate change in diversity for representation purposes, you're better off if you have power where no one gives you orders. The attorney generalship is what I was talking about in that regard.
The choice of Harris for the VP slot has been the topic of discussion for weeks, if not months now. But national co-chair of Women for Trump, Harmeet Dillon of San Francisco, says Harris was not the best choice.
I've been following Kamala Harris's career for close to 20 years since I live in San Francisco, where she started her elected career. And I think she's been letting supporters down for the majority of that time. She has taken adverse positions and flip-flopped on herself so many times as a prosecutor that it's hard to keep track.
Now, Andrea, obviously the pandemic is going to complicate this campaign. When and where might we expect to see a joint appearance?
In fact, Elizabeth, we expect to see a joint Biden-Harris appearance tomorrow in Wilmington, Delaware. Of course, that is the state where Senator Joe Biden represented during his time in the Senate. And of course, at this time, we are not entirely sure exactly how that is going to play out. There are rumors that the Hotel DuPont, a very famous hotel in Delaware, there in Wilmington, a grand ballroom is being set up, but time will just tell. But we expect it tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Andrea.
Kamala Harris was born to Indian and Jamaican immigrants in Oakland in 1964. Now, she grew up in the Berkeley Flats, where she rode the buses that integrated the city schools. Every morning, she was driven into the hills to Thousand Oaks Elementary. Harris went on to attend Howard University in Washington, D.C. before returning to the Bay Area to pursue her law degree at UC Hastings in San Francisco. She began her career at the Alameda County District Attorney's Office before the San Francisco DA recruited her across the Bay. 2003, she was elected to lead that office. Harris went on to serve 2 terms as California's Attorney General before being elected to succeed outgoing Senator Barbara Boxer. She briefly catapulted toward the top of the Democratic presidential race last year before dropping out in December. KPIX 5's Juliet Goodrich continues our coverage with more local reaction from the East Bay. Juliet?
Hi, Alan. We are in Fremont, where there is a large South Asian population here. Kamala Harris is named no stranger to a lot of people here. When we kind of walked around and asked people their thoughts, they'd already heard the news, many excited because she brings a lot of firsts for women.
I've been waiting all week to hear this. Yeah, so it's actually really cool.
I think all these firsts for women are very exciting. And I've been practicing for almost 17 years. And as a woman and as a minority, I think it's a really big deal. And she fits into two first sort of categories of being a first African American and also an Asian American.
Really excited about the ticket. I think I mean, what more could you say about that ticket? I'm just thrilled that there's a real chance, I think, now with Kamala in the ticket.
Oh, I was really hoping you would pick a woman of color on the ticket. Obviously, I'm a person of color myself. I'm Hispanic. And it's cool. It feels like we're actually getting represented at the highest office.
That last gentleman that we interviewed, he actually had not heard the news until we told him. He was pretty excited. And coming up at 6 o'clock, you can see his reaction as we first unveiled the news. And we'll have that for you later on. In Fremont, Juliette Goodrich, KPIX 5.
We look forward to that. Thanks, Juliette. Calling this election an historic and proud milestone for our country, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, in every leadership position she has held, Kamala Harris has advanced a more just and fair future for all, rooted in strong values and her proud American story. Vice President Harris will be a tireless champion for hard-working families everywhere.
And Harris's sister and former campaign chair Maya posted these side-by-side photos on Instagram, captioned, "That day when a little girl from Oaktown became the first black woman to be a major party vice presidential nominee. So incredibly proud of you, sis." And President Trump had this response when he heard the news.
I thought she was the meanest, the most horrible, most disrespectful of anybody in the U.S. Senate. I would have thought he would have gone a different way. Thank you very much, everybody.